So Doja Cat has been being cancelled by the entire internet, and I gotta say, it's gotta be for one of the most ridiculous reasons I've seen in a long time. So if you don't know what I'm talking about exactly, the other day Doja Cat posted on her Instagram a picture of her with a Sam Hyde shirt, and it got reposted on Twitter and received like hundreds of millions of impressions, which is a lot. This one post said, Doja Cat poses with a selfie wearing a shirt with neo-Nazi Sam Hyde on it. And that got 125 million views. And of course, people on Twitter weren't happy about it. You know, apparently one of their favorite artists was, you know, supporting a neo-Nazi. You know, it's some big crazy thing. It was like another Kanye West moment. Now, let's start off by just saying that t-shirt she's wearing is a very popular shirt that I've seen a lot. If you don't know what that t-shirt is, yes, it's Sam Hyde, but it was also a meme a couple years back. So it's pretty much just Doja Cat wearing a meme shirt that, who knows, maybe she didn't even know the context about it. But of course, Twitter decided to come to their own conclusions, and you know, of course, they know everything and think that, okay, this is Doja Cat obviously supporting a Nazi. And I think the weirder part about that whole claim that Sam Hyde is a Nazi, I think it's a little hard to prove. I think it's a bit of a questionable claim. You know, I don't know exactly who Sam Hyde is. I know he's pretty much like an internet troll. All I really remember him is for the Creator Clash drama with iDubbbz. And now, if you don't remember, of course, iDubbbz kicked out one of the fighters for apparently training with this Sam Hyde guy, and apparently that was because, you know, the Sam Hyde guy went on and did a documentary with iDubbbz where he completely embarrassed them and made him look like an idiot. You know, it looks like he's pretty much just like an edgy comedian, you know, on the internet. And of course, you know, I'm all in favor of dark humor, and I think the majority of the Nazi claims comes from like anti-Semitic jokes he's made in the past, something along that lines. And you know, I guess for some people that could mean, you know, he's clearly a Nazi. But for me, I think, you know, I know that claim and that word has pretty much lost all meaning in the year 2023. But, you know, for me personally, I think to be, you know, full on an actual Nazi, you got to be, you know, doing some really crazy shit. You know, you got to be in support of, you know, doing terrible things to Jewish people, or, you know, big, you know, wearing swastikas, you know, unironically, that kind of shit. But towards the internet, or especially on Twitter anymore, you can pretty much just, you know, make an anti-Semitic joke, and that's good enough to, you know, say you're part of the SS. Only 18% of the people watching this video right now are actually subscribed to the channel. Don't be part of the 81%. Subscribe to the channel. You have nothing to lose. And I definitely like the way he trolled iDubbbz on the documentary a couple years ago. He was completely clowning on him. Like, look at this clip.
Do you remember our first interaction?
No.
You don't?
No. I have very bad memory, though.
Yeah.
Was it bad?
What do you think?
Did I snub you or slight you or something?
What
did I do?
Your memory's that bad?
Yes.
You don't remember?
I do not remember.
Okay. Do you remember...
What was it?
You remember making a pony game?
Yes.
There were some creators at the time who made videos about this fake pony project.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Were you one of them?
I was one of them.
What did I do?
Do you have any guesses?
Did I say fuck you or something?
No, you copyright claimed the video.
Really?
Yes. And then you sent me an email.
I mean, I don't do most copyright claims. What was the email?
The email was, I will release the copyright claim on your video if you can send me a video of yourself squatting 200 pounds below parallel.
Why didn't you do that? You'd be so much stronger now if you'd done that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Like, when people were calling Sam Hyde a Nazi, I thought that is a very serious allegation, or at least it used to be. Like, what did he do? Was he like in full-blown support of Hitler or something? Like, did he do something absolutely crazy? But nowadays, you can get called a Nazi on Twitter for pretty much just disagreeing with someone's statement. I mean, it's pretty much lost its whole meaning, and honestly, I think that's kind of dangerous, because there are some real, you know, actual Nazis, and people should take that serious. But I mean, how can you expect anyone to take that, you know, claim serious when the people who are calling other people Nazis aren't even taking it serious themselves? And to be honest, I think that's pretty much the go-to reaction from most Twitter users anymore. You know, simply, if you agree with an idiot on Twitter, all they're going to say is, you know, you're phobic, you're a bigot, you know, you're Nazi, and it's pretty much all they fucking know at this point. They can't have their own opinion. They can't just like actually disagree with you and state their point point, they gotta try to, you know, call you a mean name, and that's pretty much the best they can do. And I think these, you know, these words actually used to hold some meaning, but they don't anymore. And of course, this isn't me trying to come out in full support of Doja Cat. You know, I'm not some ultra huge fan of her. You know, I got a couple of her songs saved on my Spotify. You know, she's got some good music, but I'm not like some crazy Doja Cat fan that's ultra in support, and I agree with everything she does. But I definitely think this like cancellation is kind of just ridiculous. I mean, I think it's a combination of people having way too much free time, especially on Twitter. Like, they're pretty much looking for any reason to start attacking people. I think they're just bored, if we're gonna be completely honest, because, you know, in my mind, when I first saw that shirt, you know, I just saw it as like a meme shirt. I didn't see it as, oh, Doja Cat's, you know, doing some crazy shit, you know, Doja Cat's pulling a Kanye West, you know. That's what a lot of people on Twitter are acting like Doja Cat's doing, when she just posted a selfie with like a meme guy on her shirt. And most of her social media, I mean, if you know anything about Doja Cat, you know most of her social media is just like corny, you know, kind of, hey kids, how's it going, you know, that kind of shit. And so, I mean, her posting a selfie with like a random, you know, meme on it is definitely in line for her. So, I mean, you think her fans would come to not take her social media that serious? She's trying to be so quirky on there. I've never really cared for it, but obviously she's having a good time with it. She actually deleted the original picture of her with that t-shirt and reposted it zoomed in with a bunch of like a bunch of sassy emojis, like shaking her head, you know, because obviously she wasn't taking it that serious, but her fans obviously were. Their fans are having an absolute mental breakdown in the comments. Like, the top comments on that post are, girl, get it together, this isn't cute or funny. And then the fact that some of y'all are defending her on that shirt is beyond me. What's your obsession with appealing to incels? It's like, you guys have way too much free time. Like, it's not that fucking serious. If she posted a picture, you know, rocking some Adolf fucking merch, then I could see you guys having this kind of reaction. But just posting a photo with like a meme, and the guy in the meme, you know, some people call an anti-Semitic guy because he's made anti-Semitic jokes, you know, that kind of shit, and they're calling him a neo-Nazi, that kind of shit. It's like, it's not that serious. And I finally decided to actually look into this claim because I wanted to be completely sure, like, this guy wasn't actually like an SS member or something absolutely crazy. I was like, you know, all these people in the comments are saying, why did you repost this? And it's like, he's literally a neo-Nazi. And, you know, I was like, okay, is this guy actually just an edgy comedian, you know, saying edgy jokes, or is he actually like a, you know, some crazy actual neo-Nazi guy? So I actually looked into it, and it's really hard to find the information on this. You know, I tried to find information on this that wasn't too biased, you know, people that didn't like Sam Hyde for whatever reason in the past. Of course they're going to be biased. The most condemning evidence I see against Sam Hyde being a quote-unquote neo-Nazi was two things. Once he's, you know, made anti-Semitic jokes in his videos and like his comedy career, I guess, and the other was apparently he, you know, people were saying he actually donated money to like an actual neo-Nazi or something like that, but a lot of people were disproving that claim, pretty much saying that it was one of those sites where you could like put in the name of anyone in, and that's like apparently what they were talking about. So there's no like real concrete evidence that this guy is an actual neo-Nazi or supports that at all. The worst, you know, smoking bullet they have is that he's made some anti-Semitic jokes, which I hardly think you know, makes you an SS member. But I think one of the main takeaways from this whole video is that you can support people, you know, you can wear t-shirts with other people without agreeing with everything they've ever said. You know, I understand why people might immediately be upset because, you know, they think she's like supporting a neo-Nazi, even though those claims are pretty questionable at best. I mean, I listen to Kanye music. I don't agree with everything Kanye says. It's okay to not agree with everything that someone does or says and still like some other shit. People are making this a way bigger deal than it actually is, if we're being completely honest. I just think this whole situation is pretty ridiculous, but that's just my thoughts. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. The other day we made a video about how Eugenia Cooney, a YouTube OG who has anorexia, has finally returned to the internet, and I gotta say, she's looking worse than ever. This is a hard video to watch, but I definitely think a necessary one. Click here to watch it now.